A nice day. Today is Thursday, 17th of October 2024. This day is famous for the celebration of eradication of poverty. International Day for the Eradication of Poverty is observed on 17th October every year. This day marks the adoption of Convention on the Rights of Child, UNCRC, on 20th November 1989. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that Israel pressured by United Nations and United States to step up action to tackle Gaza's escalating humanitarian crisis. Palestinians gathered to receive food cooked by a charity kitchen aimed at the Israel-Hamas conflict in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip on October 16, 2024. The top United Nations humanitarian official is accusing Israel of blocking the delivery of desperately needed aid to Gaza, and the United States ambassador is demanding that its government step up efforts to tackle the Palestinian territory's intolerable catastrophic humanitarian crisis. The top United Nations humanitarian official accused Israel on Wednesday, October 16, 2024, of blocking the delivery of desperately needed aid to Gaza, and the United States ambassador demanded that its government step up efforts to tackle the Palestinian territory's intolerable and catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Gaza polio campaign starts well. World Health Organization says despite Israeli strikes, Israel's United Nations ambassador Danny Danon insisted that his country's humanitarian efforts remain as comprehensive as ever, and criticized the Council for focusing on the humanitarian situation in Gaza, while Israeli civilians are being targeted daily by those who seek our destruction. China says expelled Japanese ship from waters near disputed islands. China's Coast Guard says it had expelled the Japanese ship that ventured into the waters around the disputed islands. The uninhabited islands known as the Diaoyu in China and Senkaku in Japan are claimed by Beijing but administered by Tokyo and are a frequent hotspot in bilateral tensions. China's Coast Guard said Thursday, October 17, 2024, it had expelled a Japanese ship that ventured into the waters around the disputed islands as Beijing increasingly pressures its regional territorial claims. The uninhabited islands known as the Diaoyu in China and Senkaku in Japan are claimed by Beijing but administered by Tokyo and are frequent hotspots in bilateral tensions. Japan names disputed islands and East China Sea. The Coast Guard took necessary control measures in accordance with the law, warned the ship and expelled it, Mr. Liu said in an online statement. The Diaoyu and affiliated islands are China's inherent territory, and we urge the Japanese side to immediately stop an illegal activity in these waters, he said. According to the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that India flags terror threat at Shanghai Cooperation Organization meet on Pakistan soil. External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar speaks during the 23rd meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of the Heads of Government in Islamabad, Pakistan. Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) should have an honest conversation on the lack of the trust and neighborly ties. External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar said on Wednesday as he took a swipe at China and Pakistan by referring to shortcomings in upholding territorial integrity and tackling terrorism. Jaishankar made the remarks while addressing a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Council of Heads of Government in Islamabad, a day after he became the first Indian foreign minister to visit Pakistan in nearly a decade. He represented India at the meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's second highest decision-making body and addressed a gathering that included Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Chinese Premier Li Qiang. The comments came after Sharif suggested the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC), long opposed by India for passing through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir (POK), should be expanded and made part of the robust Shanghai Cooperation Organization connectivity framework. The SCO does not allow the raising of bilateral matters for India, Pakistan, and China have squared on such issues at the bloc's meeting. China's Premier Li Qiang, in his speech, called for pragmatic cooperation for poverty reduction, digital economy, green development, regional trade and investment, facilitation and connectivity, and maintaining the stability of the industrial and supply chains. He also called for a proactive response to major risks, including strengthening joint actions to combat terrorism, separatism, and extremism, and speeding up construction of a comprehensive center for responding to security threats. Agencies look for pattern in bomb threat to airlines and Indigo aircraft after it made an emergency landing following a bomb threat at Jaipur airport on Tuesday. The union government planned to increase the deployment of air marshals on flights. Investigation agencies examined if they could establish a pattern, and the Delhi police registered multiple FIRs over a high calls aimed at spate of bomb threats. People aware of the matter said on Wednesday. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, India faces tariff asymmetry in ASEAN agreement official. The preview of the Indian-ASEAN trade deal was mentioned in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 10-point plan to enhance cooperation between the two regions during the ongoing 21st ASEAN-India Summit. A senior government official from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry had earlier stated that the review process is moving slowly, even as India pushes for revisions, as the deal is seen to disproportionately benefit ASEAN over India. Quality control orders now cover 732 products, helping curb cheap quality imports. Piyush Goyal. Imports from China have already crossed $60 billion during the first 7 months of 2024, which is 10% higher than the $55 billion recorded during the same period last year. Speaking at the annual symposium of the Indian Foundation of Quality Management, Goyal stated that until 2014 there were only 14 QCOs covering 106 products. However, in the past 10 years, the government has issued 174 such orders, now covering 732 products. Trade deficit at a 5-month low as textile exports surge, gold imports dipped. For the last 2 years, garment and textile exports have struggled due to the slowdown in demand from the West. Rising tensions between Israel and Iran have led to logistical challenges impacting international trade, as much of our trade with Europe, Africa, CIS, and Gulf region passes through the Red Sea or the Gulf. FIEO President Ashwani Kumar said. Kumar, who knows that the trade finance remains a significant challenge of MSME as it affects the competitiveness of Indian products in global market. Going towards the world news, including Liam Payne, former One Direction member, dies at 31 in Argentina hotel fall. Donald Trump calls himself father of IVF at all-woman town hall in Georgia. United States judge blocks Georgia order for hand counting of presidential election votes. Israel kills 16, including city mayor, in strike on South Lebanon municipality building. China and Pakistan refer to Kashmir in joint statement oppose unilateral actions. United States Navy jet crashes in Washington, 2 crew members missing. According to the science and tech, we have NBPA receives the ceiling prices of the age scheduled drugs to meet the twin objectives of availability and affordability. Most of these drugs are low cost and generally used as a first-line treatment, crucial to the public health programs of the country. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority (NPPA) has approved an increase in the ceiling prices of 11 scheduled formulations of 8 drugs by 50% of their current ceiling price. Most of these drugs are low cost and generally used by the first-line treatment, crucial to the public health programs of the country. These drugs are used for treatment of asthma, glaucoma, thalassemia, tuberculosis, mental health disorders, etc. Formulations for which ceiling prices have been revised include atropine injection 0.06 mg per milliliter, streptomycin powder for injection 750 mg and 1000 mg, salbutamol tablet 2 mg and 4 mg, and respirator solution 5 mg per ml. Uh, Pilocarpine 2% drops, cefadroxil tablet 500 mg, Jasferoxamine 500 mg for injection, and lithium tablets 300 mg. Earlier, such extraordinary powers have been invoked by NPP in 2019 and in 2021. However, the price of 21 and 9 formulations respectively were increased by 50% so as to ensure continued availability of essential drugs for the public. Climate change impact harsher on poorer farmers in India, Food and Agriculture Organization report. Food and Agriculture Organization recommends enhance social security net for all. Niti Aayog member says India doing its best to deal with the climate change. Poor households globally lose 5% of their total income in an average year due to the heat stress and 4.4% during the floods, compared with the households that are relatively better off. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has said in a report on Wednesday, October 16, 2024, warning about the negative impacts of climate change on the farming population in India. Senior Food and Agriculture Organization economist Nicholas Sitiko presented the report The Unjust Climate, measuring the impacts of climate change on the rural, poor women and youth at an event in the New Delhi. The report said on farm income sources of the rural poor in India were affected in the different ways depending on the type of climate stress. In case of drops of such events, poor households dedicated more time and resources to agricultural production to sustain themselves, or as our farm employment opportunities reduced. At last, there's a famous quotation by a famous founder of missionaries, a Catholic nun, Mother Teresa, whose full name was Mary Teresa Bojazihu. Birth anniversary 26 August 1910 and up to 5 September 1997. Better known as Mother Teresa, was an Albanian Indian Catholic nun and the founder of the Missionary of Charity. Born in Skopje, then the part of the Ottoman Empire, she was raised in a devoutly Catholic family. At the age of 18, she moved to Ireland to join the Sisters of the Loreto, and later to India, where she lived most of her life and carried out her missionary work. On 4th of September 2016, she was canonized by the Catholic Church as Saint Teresa of Calcutta. One of the miracles that were request for her canonization has been challenged. The anniversary of her death, 5 September, is observed as the feast day, as her feast day. Mother Teresa received several honors, including a 1962 Roman Magsaysay Peace Prize and the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. Her life and work have inspired books, documentaries, and films. Her authorized biography, written by Naveen Chawla, was published in 1992, and on the 6th of September 2017, she was named a co-patron of Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Calcutta alongside the Saint Francis Xavier. However, she was also a controversial figure, drawing criticism for her staunch opposition to abortion, divorce, and contraception, as well as the poor condition and lack of medical care in her house for the dying. Mother Teresa says a very famous quotation. She says that a sacrifice to be real must cost, must hurt, and must empty ourselves. Give yourself fully to God. He will use you to accomplish great things on the condition that you believe much in His love than in your weakness. Okay, thank you.